Living Local Carolina with Katie Turner. Local trends, shopping, dining, and more. This is Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. If you're looking for something to do this holiday season and you love music, well, don't I have a treat for you today? I'm joined by Dedrick. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Such a gloomy day outside.
I know, but you wouldn't know it from in here.
No, you brighten up the room.
Oh, thank you so much. Now tell me all about what you do. You're with the Winyah Auditorium, right?
Yes, I am. I'm the director for the historic Winyah Auditorium, 1200 High Market Street, Georgetown, South Carolina. And I thank you for giving me the opportunity and the platform to come and talk about the shows that we've got to close out our calendar year.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Go ahead and give me the full rundown here.
Well, the first one will be November 4th. And I think we've identified that you like bluegrass and you are familiar with the band that we will be playing host to, which is Into the Fog.
Yes.
November 4th at 7 p.m. And the very next day will be Festive Brass of Myrtle Beach. They will be rendering a concert in memoriam of D-Day. So that will be November 5th at 4 p.m. And then we will close out the year with a phenomenal jazz guitarist from your neck of the woods, Terrence Young. The Terrence Young Experience, and that will be December 22nd at 7 p.m.
Now, obviously, whenever you're looking for people to come to the auditorium and perform, you're probably looking for some local folks. I mean, how does that process work from your standpoint?
Well, that's a very good question. We certainly look for local folk first. And we had a plan in place that would feature local artists more frequently. We're about to bring that back, which is like an open mic kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
And so now to get back to your question, how do we select? A lot of times these musicians have played our place before. Into the Fog, this will be their second time, as well as Terrence Young. This will be his second time too. So Christmas, for example, the past 2 years for our Christmas show, we've used hometown favorite True Soul. We decided to change up a little bit this year, and so that's where Terrence Young comes in. He has a Christmas show ready to go for us, and I bet it's going to be a great time.
Oh, I bet it will.
Yes.
I want to know a little bit more about the auditorium itself. You said it's a historic auditorium.
Well, the building, built 1908, it was a part of the original Winyah High School in Georgetown. That high school burned, and subsequently, well, it was already in place, a plan to create Georgetown, which was a merger of Howard High School and Winyah. There were some folk who were from town, led by Miss Cribb, who was a secretary at Winyah High School, and a band of folk got together to save the auditorium, turned it into a nonprofit, and all these years later, we are now putting on live musical performances and open as a hub to the community.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
And people can enjoy it for years to come, too.
People can enjoy it. We work to preserve the building, number one, and then to bring live musical performances that can foster cultural arts in our community.
Cool. Anything in store that you can tell me about 2024?
We're planning a great 2024, but what you can do is stay up with us on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and check our website, winyahauditorium.org.
Perfect. Is there anything else that I need to know?
Well, we would like for as many people that is able to attend our shows. And as I tell the folk that do attend, probably one of the best things you can do is talk up your experience at the Winyah Auditorium so that it can get other people involved. Music heals the soul, it touches the soul. So we offer something for everyone, and we hope that everyone can come and enjoy what they do.
Doesn't get better than that?
I hope not. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
Well, welcome back to Living Local Carolina. Today, I mean, come on, what a treat. I am at the Art Museum of Myrtle Beach. How are you doing, Patricia?
Oh, I couldn't be better. Thank you for being here.
So you are the executive director here.
I am, yes.
You know quite a bit about art.
I know quite a bit about this museum.
Okay.
I don't say that I know everything about art, but I certainly know about this museum and what we feature. And I'm delighted to feature the Rhodes Collection of African American art, the Rhodes Collection of African American art, in this exhibition entitled Lifting Black Voices.
I mean, we just took a little walk around, and it's breathtaking.
It is breathtaking.
I mean, you have Philip Simmons, Jonathan Green, just
right.
Really, really awesome.
We have 80 works by 30 different artists, all collected by Dr. and Mrs. Rhodes, who have a dental practice in Walterboro and live in Charleston, South Carolina. They have been collecting since 1991, and this is just a small portion of their collection. And weren't we lucky to get these 80 pieces?
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I mean, we have names like Jonathan Green and Philip Simmons, Tyrone Jeter, Ariane King-Comer and Leo Twiggs, who do batiks. We have sculpture and woodwork and ironwork and oils and pastels. I mean, collages, James Denmark collages. So it just tells such a wonderful story. Mainly, all of these artists have ties to South Carolina. They all were born here, taught here, lived here, created here. So this is really a homage to South Carolina and the art of past and present.
Well, today we are getting messy. I am at Studio 4319. I'm with Michelle. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing a lot better now that I'm here, if I'm being honest.
Great. Well, you know.
We have had so much fun this afternoon. We have been creating and getting messy, and this is what you do every day.
Every day, all day.
All the time.
It is my favorite thing ever.
Tell me about your job and what you do.
Well, we have, it's an art studio, art playground. We have classes from 18 months all the way up to adult classes, 18 months to 101. We teach Mommy and Me classes. All of our classes are process-based art. So that means that we're not focused on the end result. We're about the process. So even with the kids, they get really stuck on that. It has to be perfect. But when you take that pressure off and say we're just focusing on the process, it takes away that perfectionist feeling and that, you know, it's okay if it doesn't look amazing at the end because everything that happened in the process was so much better.
That's the art.
Yes. Frame Your Beach. So this is a resin, and we used a variety of supplies. We have shells, this is some kind of jewelry string, and then epoxy resin is something that you would normally see that people are doing in molds. They go on the tumbler cups now. These things are epoxy resin. So now that will be permanently frozen in that position on your frame. From the resin, because tomorrow it'll be hard as a rock.
And the mermaid cannot swim.
And the mermaid will be right there forever. And then you also made this beautiful coaster with some glitter and your name, and Miguel made this beautiful bowl that he's going to get to put up. And here's some other things that are the more traditional uses for resin in the arty and crafting world, but this is just kind of a next level, really more what I love because it's combining the art with the resin.
This was therapeutic for me,
Very
if
much,
I'm being
absolutely.
honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like you probably come across that quite a bit with people
Absolutely.
who come take classes
oh,
here.
yeah, it is very therapeutic.
Where can people find out more information about your classes?
My website is studio4319.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, and my number is 843-400-3045. We have it all. It's really amazing.
We'll be back right after this break with more Living Local Carolina.
This story is sponsored by Palm Mechanics. Today we are talking about our state tree, the beautiful palmetto, and I'm joined by Matt Dix, the owner of Palm Mechanics. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm ready to learn.
Yes, ma'am.
We got a lot to talk about. Now, I just said that it's our state tree, but you were just telling me that palms aren't actually trees, technically.
That's right. That's right.
Tell me all about this.
They are a monocot, which is a grass fiber-like tissues. They're a little harder to work with than your average hardwood tree.
And you know this because you are actually the expert whenever it comes to palms. You've done a lot of research, you've worked with them for many years now. Tell me about your business and what exactly you do.
Yes, ma'am. We've spent years just really studying these trees, working with them, trying to figure out what they need. We come in and we just inspect the trees, just really kind of figure out where they're at, what they need done. Some trees may need some shucking done. Some trees need the trimming around the top. With palm trees, you really don't want to trim out of the top until the frond is brown. The reason being is these trees recycle the nutrients. So when you see that yellowing into that brown, it's nothing to be alarmed about. It's no reason to run out there and start hacking fronds off of your tree. These trees need those fronds and that nutrients they get from that. Once they have gotten the nutrients from that, that frond will be completely brown and ready to come off. These trees are self-shedding as well. So if it's completely ignored, they'll basically start to throw stuff at you.
Yeah.
Dropping out of the tree, they dry out. So yeah, we're really just trying to dial in and get these trees thriving and doing the best that they can.
Well, you said a little bit, but let's talk about some of the issues that might arise if you do not take care of your palm trees.
Well,
That you see all the time.
oh yeah, they make a mess. These berry pods that will come out are basically a palm tree's bloom. They drop all over pool decks, all over the top of your cars, concrete, they'll stain up. The boots falling and shedding off of the bottom can be a hazard walking under. Keep in mind that all of these parts and pieces that are falling off of the tree are because they are dried out. The tree no longer needs them. And with them being dried out, they are now a fire hazard. They can catch on fire extremely easy. So that's something to keep in mind. Not only that, the pests, the birds, the bugs, the snakes, the squirrels, and all the different animals that want to nest in the trees that are neglected and, not properly upkept.
So Matt, we have some examples behind us actually of trees that you actually take care of.
Yes, ma'am.
And these are some good looking trees.
Thank you.
Walk me through what you've done to make them look so pretty.
These trees only need a certain few things to really thrive. And we use a slow release fertilizer that basically feeds the tree for a couple of months at a time versus just putting something out that just instantly gives it a punch. With these palm trees, nothing happens very fast. So the slow release fertilizer we have found works the best to get these trees in a thriving state.
And what would you say is your goal when it comes to Palm Mechanics?
I want to clean up the Palmetto State. It's on our state flag, it's Florida state flag. They're neglected. They're just not many people out there that are focused on palm trees, what they need and what they're doing. And we're here to help. We are here to help with just getting them right, and just so people can just sit back and enjoy their little slice of paradise.
All right, so your slogan is, when your palms need a tune-up, call Palm Mechanics. What's that number that our viewers can call?
That's 843-455-4456.
Don't forget to like our page on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. How to use the QR code. Just open the camera app on your smartphone, iPad, or tablet. Point your device at the QR code so the QR code appears on your screen. Your device will recognize the QR code and show you a notification. Click that notification and you'll come to our website. Living Local Carolina, weekday mornings at 9:30 on WBTW News 13.